Welcoming you all for your certificate ceremony. This is the first group, you A22s, to be the pilot for Armenia here. I mean, you all have forged a direction for the TEFL certificate, and we're really happy that we can come here today to be able to pass out these certificates. So it's kind of like first bell, last bell. Somebody mentioned, so I'm wondering where all your big white bows are. You should get some to celebrate as you go out. This is a thing, a beginning of the next steps in what you're going to do and the end of your TEFL certificate and the time here in Armenia. So what we're going to do is have some remarks and some participation from you all as well. And we're going to pass out your certificates, and I'm just going to lead the direction. So congratulations.
The first 30 months of the Peace Corps TEFL certificate program has been a time of great effort and great commitment from the staff at Peace Corps Washington, the incredibly dedicated staff at Peace Corps Armenia, the Armenian counterpart teachers, their students, and most importantly, save the best for last, the volunteers of this cohort of the certificate program. The pilot process has been very much a Hegelian synthesis, where the synthesis comes up against the antithesis, and out of that comes a transcendent synthesis. It's been very much an enterprise where what comes out of it is greater and transcends the original parts. It's been very much a synthesis. One party says, will this work? Another replies, perhaps, but what about this? And a new approach is formed. Or one party says, do this, and the other says, that's horrible, that didn't work. What about this? And then after much head scratching comes a reply, okay, we can do that if we just this. How about that? Let's try it. So out of this process, this ferment, comes tremendous personal growth, professional growth, and the growth of cultural understanding, a commodity that is very short in today's tumultuous world. Out of this process also comes managers and trainers who do their jobs better and with more empathy, teachers, both volunteers and counterparts, who improve their mastery of the art of teaching, and students who not only learn English, but learn new ways to think about the world and better ways to live in it. And as today's certificates move out of their Peace Corps service into a new phase of their life, let's wish them success, happiness, and rich opportunities to continue to struggle together to make things better.
And I don't want to say dear A22 volunteers because you are friends already. So I say dear A22 group of our friends, I congratulate you for this success. This certificate is recognition of the efforts that you made during these 2 years of your service, and it is a recognition of the mastery, knowledge, and expertise that you have now in TEFL field. For some of you, the certificate will open doors to get jobs in the education field, and you will be the first candidates to bear the high standard and prove what it means to have TEFL Peace Corps TEFL certificate. Others will follow you, of course. Most of you will not follow the path of TEFL teacher, but for everyone, this certificate has inherent value. It is in this inherent value that it has importance. And the inherent value is that it proves your ability to learn new things, your willingness to constantly grow, ability to embrace change and adapt to it because it is important for your efficient work and for the efficient operation of the organization that you will work with. And these qualities make any employee the best and the most brilliant in their work. I want to read the words George Sheehan said about success. And he says success means courage, the determination, and the will to become the person you believe you were meant to be. So thank you again for our success, for your success, and for who you are. Thank you.
Well, dear wonderful A22s, Congratulations on the successful completion of your TEFL certificate program. We've gone through a lot of challenging learning experiences together, as well as we had so many rewarding moments to celebrate with each of you. Thank you for being great TEFL teachers in Armenia. Thank you for making us feel proud of you. Congratulations to all of us, and good luck. No matter how challenging you were, A22s, you will always have a special place in my heart because you were the first group I started the TEFL certificate program training. So congratulations and good luck.
When we were planning to write something on the cake and we were discussing the ideas what should go on the cake, the idea was the champions. So you're the champions. You're TEFL certificate champions. And like Armenia mentioned, you'll always be in our hearts. And we'll always remember you as the first one who've been shaping the path for the rest of the groups are here and are going to. And I want to thank you for being great teachers for your students and for making the change and impact in their lives and for touching their hearts. Thank you.
Felicia Lopez.
Cheers. Good luck.
Can we do a draft pick style?
I'm stepping out of that one.
Stacy States.
Let's say So congratulations. Awesome. So yeah, who's speaking from the group? Hannah, awesome. Come on up.
Yeah? Okay. Woo!
Pass the
We've all certainly come a long way since that fateful day when Armenia and Guyane handed us those giant black binders full of 15 pounds of TEFL materials, which most of us then promptly broke. In the time since, we've all grown enormously as teachers and as people. Throughout school years, site changes, and extended school breaks, we all managed to impact our students and counterparts on a level that most of us will never really have a chance to see or to comprehend. We've learned a lot throughout our time here, whether or not it was intended by the TEFL program. For example, unless you're actually an artist, you really shouldn't draw anything on the board. No matter what it is, it will always end up looking inappropriate. Or don't agree to teach that 9th form class alone. 3rd grade is safe, 9th grade is not. Some of us learned that if you offer a club to everyone, you might have a classroom full of every single child in your entire village waiting for you after school. Then again, maybe no one will show up at all. It really depends on the weather or whose birthday it is in the village. We learned that if you're craving cake and coffee, school really is the best place to be. But we also learned how to develop communicative classrooms that are conducive for English language learning. So many of us learned how to work with and respect our counterparts, no matter how tense that relationship might have been to begin with. But most of all, I think we learned a lot from each other. I learned how to manage a classroom from Lisa. Her point system quite literally saved my life in a 5th form class full of 90% male students. I learned how to teach compassionately from Sarah, who despite some major upheaval throughout her service is staying on with the tiniest village on the planet because of the love she has for her students and her counterpart. I learned what a beautiful counterpart-volunteer relationship looks like from Felicia, whose counterpart was actively involved in many conferences and worked with Felicia to bring what she learned back and incorporate it into the classroom. I learned from watching Brian Leopold that by being dedicated to the Armenian language, you can get your students to increase their motivation to learn your language too. From Lori, I learned that teaching doesn't always have to mean sitting in a classroom. Sometimes a little dancing is warranted too. Or maybe even some yoga, as Andrea Grant has managed to do with her students and community members. I learned how to keep sane throughout the teaching process by calling Stacy most nights simply to process and unpack what had gone on in my classes that day. I also learned about the importance and necessity of secondary projects to increase the motivation and confidence of our students by watching Zach with Goals and Madison with the poetry contest. Brian, Saliba, and Ali taught me the importance of getting our students to think and express themselves creatively. Susan and Brian Jacobs taught me how to be a better teacher of teachers through designing a truly incredible and impactful online teacher training forum. Ina and Sasha taught me the necessity of getting to know my students on a personal basis to learn their opinions and what drives them as individuals. Watching Andrea Carlson bring an entire group of students to the Flex test last year taught me how we can be assets by allowing our students to reach beyond the confines of what they thought was possible for themselves. After working with one of Emma's students at GLOW, I saw how her belief in that student's ability gave her the confidence to reach for camps and programs around the world, something she wouldn't have known that she had the ability to do without the support of a PCV. And of course, the most important lesson of all I learned from Michael Guin. Everything you do, you have to do with a little bit of humor too. And of course, there's our TEFL staff to thank for their sincere and unwavering dedication to us and to this program. I know that we weren't always the easiest volunteers to work with, but you all remain supportive and open-minded no matter the circumstance. Armenia, watching you really ground yourself in this certification program throughout the last 3 PSDs has simply been a delight. You always took our suggestions and ideas and molded them into yet a better program for the following group. Spending time with you between PST sessions showed me how truly hilarious and fun you are to work with. From sharing your anti-stress exercises to your love of spicy food, you have become not only a mentor but a friend. Mary John, your laugh is the ability to brighten my entire week. It is so apparent that during your TPI visits that everything you do is truly for the good of the students, and you inspire us all to do the same. Gayane, of course we owe an enormous thanks to you for being the foundation of this program. No matter what challenge I came to you with, you always made me feel empowered and as though it was possible for me to manage it no matter what. Thank you, TEFL team, for being like family to us over the last 2 years. Your dedication is an inspiration to us all. Throughout all the class periods of trying to get 12th form boys to see the relevance of learning a foreign language, or the hours trying to convince our counterparts to co-plan with us, we're all walking away with invaluable skills and experiences that we can use wherever we go after Peace Corps Armenia. Working in Armenian classrooms allowed us the unique opportunity to develop a profound sense of empathy and respect for the Armenian students and teachers with whom we work and live. I am confident that each year it will continue to grow and become an even more effective program for volunteers, counterparts, and students around the world. Thanks so much for organizing this event, and we all deserve a big congratulations, a round of applause for making it. Yay!
So that concludes it, except with the cake. And a group photo, actually. Let's do the group photo first, since we're all here. So come on up and let's line up right here.
Great. 1, 2, and 3.
And that orange one's mine, so they get theirs.
Wait, we're going. Should we do like this? Yeah. All right, just push me down, okay? Push me down.